Now, before we start putting little parts on the roof here, I was noticing that the sprue goo that we're trying to make here is not very thick. Well, that was to be expected. I should have known that we're going to have to put more in. See if something like that fits. Just cut up a bunch of pieces here. That's okay, I saw where it went. Alright, I think even something like that will fit. Yeah. That's okay, I saw where it went. Okay, let's try that. And we'll let that, that'll probably melt into I hope I didn't put in too much, it's going to be too thick. Anyway, check that out probably in tomorrow's episode and see what happened. Okay, now alright, may as well start up near the top here. Get the ladder on first. And this time, let's see if I can get it on a little straighter than I did it on the other one. It looks like there's a lot of sub-steps here in step 44, but I think it's going to go pretty fast until we get to the boats. Yeah, because the boats aren't painted yet. Now, when I sprayed this little ladder, I tried to do it in such a way that when I bend it, or the way it's supposed to be bent, you would see is going to be not painted. In other words, it should bend towards us. You may or may not be able to see it. There's a natural place that is going to want to bend right there. You know what? I'm going to put on my super macro and look at that up close. I've never really looked at one of these really up close, and just give me a bit of an excuse. You know what? This looks kind of familiar. I think I did this already sort of with a microscope, didn't I? Anyway, yeah, so that's where I have to bend it. There, and a place a little bit further over that looks just like it. Now it's the other side of this ladder that's painted. And I was going to hold it down and then stick a little something like this underneath it. And then I thought, you know what? I wonder if I was to, just sort of shape the end of a toothpick here. So it would be nice and sharp. And I could use a piece of wood. Yeah. Sort of wedge that underneath there. Maybe I'll take my sanding stick and just make it just a little bit more flat. Although that's probably tapering down there pretty good. Yesterday was a beautiful balmy day here in Winnipeg. In fact, it was probably the best day we could have picked to put on the winter wheels. My son was over, gave me a hand. In fact, he did 90% of it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that the weather today is a different story. And I checked the radar weather, and sure enough, about 100 miles northwest of here, we got rain moving in. possible snow mixed with it. And I thought, I'm just about out of milk. Now, do I want to get the milk and stuff, when it's raining, or do I want to get it now while it's still dry? Well, I went and I got it. When I came back, I thought, why don't I plug the car in? My thinking was, Murphy's Law goes like this. If I don't plug the car in, it's definitely going to snow and ice all over the car and stuff like that. So I got my car warmer all hooked up and plugged in, and Murphy's Law is going to kick in for sure. And because it's ready to go, it's not going to snow. And that's what I want. Makes sense to me. Okay, on the other hanger, where I went wrong was on the front here. I think I did a much better job this time. I know you can't see it because the ladder's sitting on top of them, but there's actually three lines. And the line on the right, I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent. Maybe it was some sort of a thing that you'd hold on to as you climbed up the ladder. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot straighter. So I'm thinking about what I just said there, and I'm thinking, if I was climbing up a ladder, I wouldn't want to be holding on to anything along the side of it. I'd be hanging on to the rungs and what have you of the ladder. And I thought, I'll bet you we can probably find it in Stefan's book here. Now, I suppose if I had have been a little bit more planned out here, I'd have... Okay, Superstructure aft part. I think it's going to be pretty much where we were looking. Don't worry, I'll find it. Maybe. Well, maybe it'll be better in the back where the aircraft were. Nope, that's not it. I know I've said this probably 10 times already, but if you're building a model of the Bismarck, you've got to get this book, regardless of whatever scale you happen to be building. Okay, so these are the... Okay, aft part. No, where did I see that? There we go. Okay. Okay, so there's the ladder. Maybe I'll hang the camera up so it's looking straight down. I'm not seeing it as good as I thought. Okay, we've been on this page before. And this one here shows it the best. And this one right here is, in fact, this little hanger right here. And, of course, here's our ladder. I'll move in a little closer. Now, this may well be the best picture that shows the ladder. But it doesn't really show what's on the other side of it, what that other line was. But I did find another picture that doesn't show the ladder all that good, but you can sort of get an idea of what this was. And I believe it was some sort of an electrical wire. Okay, you can see an electric wire going across here. At least I'm assuming it's an electric wire. Forms a bit of a junction here, and then it goes up and over. Now, on the model part here, they've got the wire going right down the side. From here, right down the side, and it doesn't show it like that on the drawing. So I think maybe Trumpeter just assumed that it went all the way down. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And I just wasted a couple of minutes here at least. So, yeah, but I was just curious, what could that possibly be? The ladder's on. Now this particular step right here, it shows gluing the door on. But you remember, this is the hanger that's going to have the door open or partially open and the little airplane sticking out of it. So we're going to skip this. We'll just move right over here. Oh, you know what? I think I did that already. Now this part right here, H49, has already been fastened on right there. this piece here, H48, it was fastened on to the door. Yeah, so this one's done. And so is this step. Reason being is that this piece right here and this piece right here were joined together so that they could be opened up later. So we'll move over to this one. Okay, this step should keep us busy. This little piece right here, H30, it should have gone right there, but because we're doing the door separately, we're going to have to try and fasten it in here somehow. That's okay, I saw where it went. Boy, that's annoying. Okay, try this again. I'd use the other tweezers, but I don't want to scratch the paint off. Oh, come on. As one of the viewers said, I agonize over every little part. I think that's it. Get a little bit of extra thin right in that little crack there. And now I think if I'm smart here, I'm going to hold this down very carefully. Did any go on there? I think it did. I don't want to overdo it. Now, you may recall that we had concluded that the best way to glue these parts on is have the part upside down and let the extra thin run in from the bottom here. So I'm going to have it so it's flush. Now I know it's dissolving the paint, but that's the bottom. It's going to be on the deck. Nobody's going to see it. That little piece won't come off. Sorry that my hands are in your way there, but just want to make sure that that's seated properly. Guess I don't need to be putting that much on, do I? I say that every time. Okay, now we'll sort of smoosh it around in there. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it oozing out. Okay, we'll just let that set. Okay, now the loudspeaker. And I know the plan doesn't show it very clear, but I believe it goes this way up. Gotta be careful, I don't want to be scratching it. I think I say that every time too. Okay, I've changed to a different tweezer here, and maybe this one will have less of a chance of scratching it. And I'm just wondering if the best way to go is to maybe try and drop a little bit of extra thin into the holes and then put this in, rather than try and touch it while it's already in. Let's see what would happen there. You can try and hold this. Oh, that's too much on the applicator. hope I haven't moved it out of your field of view. You know what? I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I think it, from my perspective, it looks alright. Once again, I've let time get away on me, and the clock is starting to gong 3 o'clock. And there's a good possibility that by the time I get these last few clips edited out and attached to what I've already done here today, I won't have this uploaded in time for the usual viewing. And if that's the case, you'll know what's happened. I was just having too much fun here, and I wasn't paying attention to the time. Anyway, 2 things here. Well, maybe there's more than 2 things. I'm still using my macro lens. That's right. If you have an F-mount camera, I can highly recommend this lens. It goes all the way down 1:1 close-up, or it can be used as a short telephoto, as you're seeing right here. Notice how nice and sharp the bricks are on the house across the street. And that's like, a couple of 100 feet away. Yeah, if you're a camera buff, this will be of interest to you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.